When Jeff woke, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but then he felt a cast on his shoulder and stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but when he realized there was some tube in his arm. And when he tried to get up, it fell out, and a nurse rushed in. I don't think you can get out of the bed just yet, she said as she put it back in his bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision of no idea what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. Honey, are you okay? She asked. Jeff couldn't answer, though. His face was covered and he's unable to speak. Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy confessed of trying to attack you, they decided to let Lou go. This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm. He'll be out by tomorrow, and then you two will be able to be together again. Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says their goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. Then came the day where his bandages were to be removed. His family were all there to see it. What he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover over his face was almost removed. Let's hope for the best, said the doctor. He quickly pulls the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face. Jeff's mother screams at the side of his face. Lou and Jeff's dad stare in awe-struck face. What? What happened to my face? Jeff said. He rushed out of bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of his distress, his face. It's horrible. His lips were burnt to a deep shade of red. His face was turned into a pure white color. His hair singed from brown to black. He slowly put his hand up to his face. It had sort of a leathery feel now. He looked back to his family in the mirror. Jeff, said Lou. It's not that bad. Not that bad, said Jeff. It's perfect! His family were equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching. Jeff, are you okay? Okay! I've never felt more happy! Look at me! His face goes perfectly with me! He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it. Looking at it in the mirror was what caused this. Well, you may recall when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity snapped. Now he was left as a crazy killing machine that is his parents don't know. Doctor, said Jeff's mom, is my son alright, in the head? Oh yes, this behavior is typical for patients that have taken very large amount of painkillers. If his behavior doesn't change in a few days, bring him back here, and we'll give him a psychological test. Oh, thank you, doctor. Jeff's mother went out to Jeff. Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go. Jeff looks away from the mirror, his face still formed in a crazy smile. Okay, mommy! His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. This is what came in, said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mom looked down to see the black dress, pants, and the white hoodie her son wore. Now they were clean of blood and now stitched together. Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on. Then they left, not knowing what was their final day of life. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded like if someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks. Jeff, what are you doing? Asked his mother. Jeff looked over at his mother. I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever. Jeff's mother's noticed his eyes ringing black. Jeff, your eyes! His eyes were seemingly never closing. I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself. My new face. Jeff's mother slowly started backing away, seeing that her son was going insane. What's wrong, Mommy? Am I beautiful? Yes, son, she said. Yes, you are. Let me go get Daddy, so he can see your face. She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from sleep. Honey, get the gun. She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife. Mommy, you lied. That's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushes them with a knife, gutting them both. His brother Lou woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes, tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge into Lou. Lou thrashed here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. Shh, Jeff said. Just go. Just go to sleep.